Little Billy Joel humming.
You sure?
I think so. I think it was My Life. Because it's my life. Bum, bum, ba-na, ba. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. That's got to be one of the great lyrics, that right? Just don't you just want to be left alone sometimes?
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I thought you were going to say it like right now.
No. I mean, I did put a camera in my own face.
That's true. What is that horrific thing behind you? That is going to give me haunt. Are you trying to counteract the cat?
Yes. This is, you know the movie Critters?
Yeah.
That's a critter.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, God. Don't bring. Jesus.
Warning guy. I told you it's a critter. It's from the movie.
Holy crap. That's terrible. Looks like my ex-wife, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Stop it. All right. Elon versus Trump. Oh, my God. Frank and I were talking the last day or so, but we did not talk about this. I cannot wait to get your take on the Elon versus Trump thing. So that's coming up. Diddy Trial Recap, as always. The Billy Joel revelation. Second time we're talking about Billy Joel in like a couple of weeks. Crazy revelation from him. There's an update on Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Taylor Swift is no longer the only female billionaire or richest female music. I don't know. Somebody got more money than Taylor Swift, so I thought we'd talk about it.
Okay.
And Aaron C. is back for another game time, my friends. That's a Friday podcast. Taylor Swift was unseated as the world's youngest self-made female billionaire. That just makes me angry at the female billionaire that's not self-made.
I mean, the youngest. Well, didn't they call one of the Kardashians the self-made billionaire? And everybody's like, fuck that. What?
Yeah, I don't know if that counts. They were millionaires to begin, Taylor.
You're born into the Kardashian family, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, that doesn't count. I agree with that. That doesn't make any sense. But Taylor made it on her own. She had no money. I don't know if she was poor, but she was not a billionaire.
Right. So who's the new youngest self-made billionaire?
First topic now, is it? It's all the way down on the list.
So what the hell did you bring it up for?
You're teasing it. I hate rich kids. I just want to put that out there. I just hate a rich kid. Don't you just hate a rich kid?
Okay. Why? What?
They didn't do anything, and then they just inherit.
Not their fault. They're fine. I got no problem with it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
I don't really like it. Hey, if you pick up a couple of bucks from your folks, I get it. Folks leave kids money. You're supposed to get money. Like Gates is a dick for not leaving his kids money, but he's a dick for a lot of other reasons too.
Oh, wait a minute. He's a dick for not leaving his kids money, but if he left his kids money, those kids, you would hate them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure I got that right.
There's a fine line where I need everybody to be. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. They gotta follow that line. Got it.
All right, let's get to it, Frankie C. Yesterday was maybe the most interesting day out of this current administration's presidency. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on it, as does everybody. We've had a day to kind of digest everything. They were supposed to have a phone call today. I don't know if that happened. Do you know if that happened?
I don't know if that happened. I don't know. I didn't know they talked at all today. I don't know about any of it.
Yeah, and he didn't tweet about it either. I saw an article about they're blaming this like poor White House staffer for revving up Trump's engines on this whole thing because he was like prodding Trump about this like young staffer about Elon and that's what started causing Trump to go. Because it doesn't take a lot to push him overboard.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame the staffer. I would blame the whole just Trump being a hair trigger. What's it called? Just a very oversensitive giant baby. When someone says something mean about him, he has to retaliate and be a huge baby about it instead of being an adult. But
yeah, but it's like when like this isn't good for anybody. Like, this is just not good for anybody. And like, it's just not good on a lot of different levels.
Why? I
So
fucking love it.
you really
Let them
enjoying
just eat each other. I don't care. Were you kidding me?
the
This
destruction
is
of it all?
what it all. Those two. I don't care about if they are fighting with each other. I'm not at all. Like I'm not. I wouldn't want destruction of it, But if it's those two fighting each other, yeah, bring it. I'll a lot of people. The big thing was we were talking about it. The big thing on Twitter was the popcorn meme was a huge. Everybody just sitting back, we're eating popcorn, watching this whole thing unfold.
Okay.
It was a wonderful thing to behold. Just
Okay.
the instant turn of like now you're on Trump's shit list, and then as he's spilling all this shit, he's like, oh, by the way, the reason we didn't get the Epstein list is because Trump's all over it. Have a nice day, Donald. It's like, bring it, love it.
Yeah. So you were popcorn eating, enjoying all of it.
It was amazing.
That's funny. Paul says, I knew Ant would be sympathetic. Was that a predictable reaction on my part that I would be sympathetic? I'm just saying it's not good for anybody, like
For what? Why isn't it good?
I just, listen, I don't think it's good for, okay. It's not good for the president of the United States, obviously, to be dragged into this Epstein thing. Okay. If he was responsible, I'm more than happy to drag him through the mud. I'm just saying again, we've covered a lot of this, and I've said this ad nauseum, and I don't like defending him here, but from what we've seen and believe, he cut off ties with Epstein a long, long time ago and never spoke to him again. So,
are you on drugs?
No, I'm not on drugs. But for to say this, here's why I'm saying it.
There's all those photos and videos of them partying together.
That was a long.
I saw a thing. It's a joke, I guess, but I saw it, and it's sad because it's kind of true. There are more pictures of him with Epstein than him with his own kids. I mean, there's like dozens of pictures of him. There's video of them partying and looking at girls and whoever. But it's and why haven't we gotten the Epstein list? I mean,
I'm with you on that. Believe me, yeah.
So really, hey, Donald Trump, release it. If it's not true, release it and be done with it.
I think it is great. I think it is great that he called him out. However,
so what's the problem?
The problem is if that call out is not based on some substantial form of evidence that Elon has seen, then Elon is doing two things. A, he's opening himself up for a massive
so what do you care?
Libel lawsuit.
Yeah, lawsuit. But so what do you care about that?
I care about it, and B, because of B, which is that you're taking away from the people who need to be called out for being involved with this man, who really were involved with this man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think you are. I think because everybody yesterday, the focus, this was the hottest story. I mean, it was.
This was a huge story yesterday. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Biggest story, I think, maybe of the year. I mean, it was world news, what was going on, and him dropping a huge bomb like that. I love it. Again, like I love WWE. Okay. I mean, not right now. I love
the drama, and I love this, disgusting Donald Trump getting called out for his awful behavior.
Shit. Yes, I agree. I like that too. I don't mind that at all.
What's the problem?
I have a problem with it because, well, I mean, all the rumors about Elon on drugs, like if it looked like a drug fueled rant yesterday. It looked like he was just
Donald Trump started in on him.
Sniffy, and let me tweet a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not defending Elon Musk. I still can't stand the guy. I'm not a fan of him at all.
Why? He was like a cheerleader. He was like the guy.
I still don't have to like the guy. I like that they were fighting each other.
Because he was not only taking on Donald Trump, but he was like, any Republican that supports this bill, I'm going to fund Democrats against them. He was, he really gave up the whole entire party.
doesn't erase you being a shitty person. So, what is that? Is that JSABs?
That's the sound of J-Sabs, I think.
Okay. Hmm.
Is that our own J-Sabs?
It is.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
I know.
Been a
I've
while.
been very busy.
I have a big bone to pick with young Miss J-Sabs.
Oh, what is it?
Very big. Huge.
Pick it.
Huge. Well, let's get
Go
through
for
this
it.
Epstein thing. So all right, so you love the drama. I didn't get to finish making my point. Now I'm going to look like an asshole. Like, this guy fucking loves Epstein. So that didn't endear you to Elon at all yesterday? Because I was like, I wonder if Frank's going to be an Elon guy now. Because
No, I like what he did there, and I like the fact that he's calling his bluff to make him release the Epstein tapes, or he's straight out. Well, he's straight out accusing. He said no, he's in this. He's in the files to release them. Or he said he's not going to release them because he's in the files, and it's like,
Right.
someone who was that close to Trump saying something like that was a huge. Like, he was right. I'm going to drop this huge bomb, is what he said.
Well, because the other thing that bothers me is if he's lying about it, Trump's going to sue the shit out of him, and for
why hasn't he yet?
A ton of money. Well, it's been a day. It's been a day.
He's brought up lawsuits quicker than that. I mean, I feel like as soon as that was tweeted, Trump should be like, get my lawyers.
And it's also so murky because it's like, is he involved? Like, what's that involvement really? Is it just his name was in the book or whatever? Because what we're all looking for was he's on the flight logs. He was in on the island. There were parties at Mar-a-Lago or something. That's the juice we want. If it's just when he goes, oh, he was involved or he's in the Epstein files, means that he's in his Rolodex. That doesn't really mean anything to me.
Right.
So then what's your problem with it all?
I want people that were involved to get called out when they've got the proof and the evidence to do it. If you're just jerking us all around and wasting our time with that accusation to win a Twitter fight, it's a silly move on Elon's part, especially if he's opening himself up for a lawsuit.
He's all over the Epstein stuff that we've seen already. He's on.
Yes.
He's in there. We know that he hung out with him a lot, and they were friends.
Yes. Yeah.
So, it's not a far-fetched thing to think. Everybody kind of thinks that they were close anyway. He says nice things about Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, I wish her well, and blah blah blah. And it's like we all kind of assume it. We all kind of was like, we were like, he's all over.
The wish her well thing was so bad.
I mean, come on. So I feel like whenever he's involved with some shady shit with someone, he's not going to speak bad about them. Maxwell, Epstein.
Well, that's the other thing I wonder about. It's like Trump went back at him a little bit, and I kind of like, again, you want to like see what the deal is. Trump goes back at him a little bit, and it's like, hang on, if he really has you, wouldn't you stray away? So it's like, I don't know if he's just being dumb.
Well, what did he say? He said, I should cancel your government contracts.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused. They don't talk anymore? They're not BFFs?
Not anymore.
I don't think so. Again, they were supposed to talk today. I don't know if they did or not. They were supposed to have a phone call today.
Well, if Trump is not all over the Epstein files, release the Epstein files.
I agree.
What's the holdup? Or come out
and
say the reason nobody's telling us why they're not releasing them. Why? What's the holdup?
Well, Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan. Let me do my Kash Patel impression. Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan like that.
Pretty good.
Was he just like having a penis around his face that you made that face?
No, this is what he does. He looks like this. This is what Kash Patel looks like.
Big, wide-eyed.
Big. Like somebody, like the face I think we all would make if we actually got to read the Epstein files. This is Kash Patel's face all the time. Like, what the fuck?
Constant shock.
And he said that they're continuing to prepare the files for everybody, which nobody likes. Because again, give it to some independent, investigator. Give it to England. to look
What does
over.
that mean? What does that mean? They're preparing it. What are they preparing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, if you have to redact a victim name, I get that,
What the
and
fuck?
maybe their
Frank's back.
personal information. What's that?
I just noticed like those eyes in your background.
Yeah, the creepy thing.
Terrifying. It also
Yeah.
cute, and I want it.
Yeah, that's a critter. His name is Bitchin'.
I thought it was a critter, and I wasn't. I was gonna say, "There's no way that's a critter."
Yeah.
Oh my god, one of the best movies ever made.
You ever see Critter yet?
No.
Critters.
Oh my god, what do you?
Critters 2 is better than 1.
I'm sure it is.
How could you have not seen that cinematic experience?
Critters? No, I think I missed
From the
that one.
80s and 90s. Come on,
Awful.
that was a great movie.
I
Let's
hate
see.
movies.
It was Leonardo DiCaprio's first movie, Critters.
Really? Leonardo DiCaprio was in a movie called Critters?
Yeah, it was a horror sci-fi movie.
Boy, that's bad.
And you say Frank's not up to date on his what's it called? Not social
culture?
media. Yeah, there you go.
I'm up to date on my pop culture. I know what I'm talking about.
No,
I'm up to
saying-
1985.
I'm
I
saying
get it.
He's saying that you don't, but meanwhile, he doesn't even know Critters.
Well, just because I skip shitty movies doesn't mean I don't know what's going on.
Critters is a classic
Oh no,
80s
no.
horror
This is
movie.
not shitty.
All right, a couple notes from Patel on Rogan. He said that he didn't want to get involved in the Elon versus Trump thing, but he also said he didn't know how Elon would know anything about the contents of the Epstein files and declined to speak about it further when he was prompted by Joe Rogan. He said, quote, "I'm staying out of the whole Trump Elon thing. That's way outside my lane. I know my lane, and that ain't it." Patel discussed the pending release of the surveillance video taken from Epstein's Manhattan jail cell. Conspiracy theories have circulated, obviously, around his death. He said, "I'm not saying every single camera in the place was working. I'm saying we've got footage and you're getting it, and then you can make up your own mind." But like they this is the thing with Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. They refuse to acknowledge the fact that the longer you take with this stuff, the more you're just going to enrage people, because it's like, if it really does exist, then just put it the fuck out. Hell, I use CapCut. Okay. I used to edit on the big, the stuff that Hollywood people would edit on. I used to edit on that. I used to be like a snob, right? Now I use CapCut, which is an iPhone thing. Okay. It does everything a movie editor, like a $30,000 movie editing software suite used to do on your phone, for completely free. I could have a video cleaned up and faces blocked out in 15 to 20 minutes. I shit you not. It is so easy. You go this face, you like put a thing around it, you go this face and this, and it'll blur the whole. I could have it out in 15 fucking minutes. What is taking them so long?
Exactly.
I'll tell you why I think they have not. It's not. I don't think it's even because of Trump. I think because the Blintons are on it big time, and they don't want. They're not releasing it because of that.
Well, that's possible, but
also everybody else.
You think?
So many
you
people
think
on
the
there.
people who are running the FBI now are not Blinton fans? Just so we're clear.
It doesn't matter.
Correct. But I want to say this right now at this moment. I don't, again, and I said this previously, I don't know if it's Trump. I don't know if it's the Clintons. I don't know who it is.
The Blintons.
I think it's somebody even bigger than those people. I think it's somebody.
Whoever.
But yeah, I don't like it's clearly somebody who, no matter who the president of the United States is, even they're not exempt, they're not part, like, it's somebody bigger who's been more powerful, who's just been around longer, who's still pulling the strings on this thing.
Well, what would happen if all right, so you run through it. Let's say it's the most powerful person on the planet, bigger than the president. I don't even know who it would be. Let's say it gets released and that person gets exposed. Wouldn't the people who released it now be under, like, it would be insanely obvious if anything happened to them?
Doesn't matter. That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter.
It would be insanely obvious who did it and how it happened.
People are still afraid. I don't know. I don't know. But we had a Trump administration, right? To be fair, he was at the tail end. And then we had a Biden administration, and now we're back to a Trump administration, and we're no closer to any information on this than we've ever been. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But they're talking specifically to respond to Jason's point. They're talking specifically about the prison video footage. But it brings up another great point, which is forget that. Where is all the other footage from his Manhattan home?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where is that? That's what I want to see. I don't even care. He killed himself or not, or somebody else killed him. It's interesting. It might point you in the right direction to find out who's pulling the strings. But to me, it's insignificant in finding out who was involved. Because, yeah, I want to find out who's pulling the strings, but I also want to find out who was watching the play.
Who are the other scumbags in the room?
Who is going there and who is participating? Because I know there's got to be footage of Bill Gates there, and that's going to be a big thing.
Maybe it's that. I mean, again, you said it could take 15 minutes, but I'm sure any tapes like that, there's going to be a lot of blurring.
Those, yeah, but nobody's even talking about those, which that's what drives me crazy. And again, to be fair, I did not listen to the whole Cash Patel Rogan episode today, but in all of this, they just keep going back to focusing on his death and the prison cell and not all the other stuff. And then I saw
yeah, and I don't want to see any of those tapes. I want to know who was in them.
Exactly.
But I don't want to see them.
I don't want to. Yeah, I want to see who's walking in the room. I don't necessarily need to see what happened in the room.
Exactly.
But but somebody needs to. Hey, those our police and
the FBI,
they're big boys and girls. Somebody's got to do it, and that's their job. They got to go in there and do it. But you can't tell me that. And then I was reading that they're like, oh, there's no footage or anything from the island. Okay, so you mean to tell me that this guy bought an island, decked it out with jet skis and ATVs and several.
And there wasn't one functioning camera.
There wasn't a fucking camera on that island. Yet his Manhattan home had fucking 3 cameras in every room. Like, give me a fucking break already. Like,
unless my only thing with that is unless there was some kind of it only kept footage. Like he only had the cameras or whatever. No. Functioning for security purpose, and the footage only stuck around for a little bit, and then was erased. It's
a good point, but I'm not buying it because if he was just because of the nature of the operation that he was supposedly running, like how are you conning all? He got money with no explanation from the Victoria's Secret guy. Mm-hmm. How did you do that unless you were
holding shit over him
and blackmailing them? Exactly.
You know? Who the hell knows? I'm sure a lot of that exists, and that's part of the trove of stuff that's like going to be damning to a lot of people. And why the FBI doesn't say this is everything we found. They don't have to release the tapes. Nobody wants to see any of that, but tell us these are the people we saw and this is what happened. You know,
it's not going to happen though.
They've got like a finalized report of everything that we saw, all the evidence we have, and who is implicated.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, is that ever going to come out? I mean, they said,
no.
It's promised, and we'll release it. Yeah. And then you get shit.
You see it right now in their moves, like, and I'm gonna go check out that Rogan episode because it's like he usually has 1.5 2-hour shows. In 2 hours, you didn't ask about the other footage. You didn't bring up other articles about the documented stuff we talked about on this show, confiscating videotape surveillance equipment in that Manhattan home, it disappearing, and then it reappearing at the FBI headquarters or the police precinct later on. What happened there? Why weren't more people questioned? The security guards, like all this stuff. There's just so many, and they just keep just distracting you with all these other, things about, the security, and you're going to see it, and we're enhancing it, and you're going to get the original too. And it's all a shell game to keep us from like the real fucking information. We're not that smart of people. Why are we the only ones asking these questions? Doesn't make sense.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. You'd think someone like a Joe Rogan would get his ducks in a row. I mean, if he's such a popular and mainstream kind of podcaster, he would have all these questions, and he's looking to uncover the truth and get to the bottom of stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
You think he'd have all these questions lined up for a guy like that?
It's a good point, but not only him, because he is the nature of the
You
show.
got the guy sitting there for 3 hours or however long, 2 hours.
I agree. But the nature of his show is conversation based, you know? I mean, if we're talking about aliens and shit like that, I expect him, that's a little bit more in his wheelhouse because he's that kind of a conspiracy theory guy. But why isn't Kash Patel sitting with an investigative journalist? We got a ton of them. So far, all he's done is Fox News, where he's been lobbed softballs.
Why do you just answered your own question?
Yeah, but I'm making a thank you, but I'm making a point. It's like, go sit with the people who are on 60 Minutes. Go sit with the people who do 2020. Go sit with
why
the
would
people
he do that?
Who just investigate.
We want him to do that, but why would he put himself in that position?
He won't, because he doesn't want to put himself in a contradictory position that he can't get himself out of later on.
Absolutely. I mean, he should be in front of all these people and he should be asked all these questions.
Yeah.
But he's not going to voluntarily go in front of because the leader of the FBI is not supposed to be partisan. It's supposed to be this is the law and whatever it is. But when, it's not working that way, it seems. He's not going to, that's why he's only going on Fox, or they're going to treat him like a baby. And, he's not going to go on a hard hitting kind of a thing where they're going to grill you for 30 minutes. So I just don't see it happening.
Yesterday in Congress, there was an oversight committee meeting, and the Democrats, there wasn't enough Republicans in the room, and the Democrats called for a vote to subpoena Elon Musk to come and testify about what he knows. And as far as I know, that vote never got, the Republicans refused to call the vote because they were trying desperately to get more Republicans in the room. Because if they call for a vote at that time and there's the Democrats outweigh the Republicans, they'll get the subpoena. So from what I understand, it never came to fruition. But I watched for a good 8 minutes, like 8 minutes of these buffoons just refuse. And I couldn't understand, because if you are a member of Congress, the Senate, and you don't want Elon Musk, like, are you protecting Trump so hard that you don't want Elon to come and say what
it seems like? What other reason would Congress not want Elon, the guy who's been waist deep in all the government shit for the last 4 or 5 months? Why else wouldn't you want him there and to ask him every question?
It should be an automatic subpoena.
It should be 100% of the vote should be yes.
Exactly. I was going to say that. Unanimously voted upon by everybody. Oh, yeah, you have this claim? Then come and say it. Then come and say it under testimony.
Love to hear about it. Let's go. Let's talk about it. If it's, if you would just be throwing shit and whatever, fine. Tell us that.
Yeah.
Tell us about all the stuff you found regards to Doge. Talk about everything that you know over the last 4 or 5 months that you've been doing. We need that information. Why wouldn't they want to ask him all that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
That being said, I do like Elon calling him out for his shit, because you could just tell this wasn't what he paid for. He paid for deficit reduction. He paid for a deficit hawk to be in the White House chair. And Donald Trump has given us a bill that, to be fair, and I've been reading more and more about the bill. And initially, I didn't want to get involved, and I didn't care. But I've been reading more and more about this bill. Not only does it not fix the deficit and add to it, but it also consolidates power amongst the executive branch and tries to pull power away from the other branches. Like, for instance, everybody was making a big deal about the AI provision. That was kind of like a big news story the other day, where states wouldn't be allowed to pass their own laws and regulations regarding the state of AI. Meaning, if like a state wanted to pass a law around AI, they couldn't do it. Now, there's plus and minuses to that. You got to think of it as like we're fighting on a global scale. We're not competing amongst states. We're competing amongst China and India and, Canada. right? So you want to have somewhat of a united front there, but at the same time, it went since what name a Republican the last time a Republican said, "Hey, we got to pull things away from the states and put it into the federal government." Like that's not what they do.
Yeah, I mean, the whole abortion thing was like, oh, give it back to the states, give it back to the states. Women can't, we can't make this a nationwide thing. It's got to be the state by state decides their own stuff. But AI, yeah, we got to decide that one for you.
It doesn't make any sense. And even you can make an argument for even though I don't agree with it, the abortion thing, that's not a competition amongst the world. Let me give you another example. Education, right? He's trying, by the way, he got a judge just put in an injunction that he can't break up the Department of Education. He's trying to bring education back to the states. If you ask me, this is not a partisan issue. Why? Again,
exactly.
We're not competing on who's got the smartest students, New York or Georgia or DC. It's the children of the United States of America versus the children of China and India and I almost said Nova Scotia, Norway, Sweden, all of it. We need to have a national standard so that we can compete against the youth of other nations. You don't want to lose that fucking race and you want to send it back to the states. Why? So 38 of the states can have slow, stupid children because their standards are different versus, now you've dropped the percentage of what we can do as a country because
you heard him from his own mouth. I love the poorly educated. I feel like it's not only it's a power grab is what it is. He wants states to the worse they perform, the easier it is for him to get shit passed and to continue doing insane shit. So the less educated, the easier it is for him to snow everybody. That's the theory.
Did I name Colorado as a country? Because I thought I almost did, and now I'm not sure if I did or not.
I can't remember. I wasn't listening.
Okay. All right. So that to me is a little bizarre. So I love Elon from a perspective here of calling him out on his shit. Like, stop pumping this bill because it's not what anybody wanted. It doesn't work. And then you get on top of that, you got Steve Bannon, like we talked about the other day, admitting that you're not taxing the rich. You're not closing the deficit, if you're not pulling in more revenue, because you literally cannot cut from anywhere. Like they looked at it. The Doge thing was a failure from the outset. There was no way ever $2 trillion was going to get cut. $1 trillion was a fantasy. If you can't touch Medicaid and you can't touch
which this bill wants to do.
Right. But I'm saying if you can't touch Medicaid and Social Security, which are the two things that mostly no Americans really want touched, because every American wants to be taken care of after their working life is basically over, right? Those are the two areas where,
tell that to the people who voted for him, and now all of a sudden they're going after Social Security and Medicaid.
Right. But I'm making a point here is like, you can't really touch those areas. If you take those two massive areas out of it and they want to increase defense spending, there is not an area you could pull $1 trillion out of this budget from. There's just not. There's nothing. No. You would have to take out like 7 programs to make $1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like either you cut your defense spending and you raise your taxes, or you're fucked. You're not going to ever be able to pay your bills. And what's really alarming, and I know people are probably like either confused or they don't know, we are paying an insane amount of money in interest at this point, so much so that it's counterproductive. It's like we're going to get to a point where we'll never be able to catch up. And so much of our tax dollars are just going to go to interest. You know what I mean? And not services or things that we need. It's fucking crazy. So kudos to Elon for being like, that's not working. Because Mike Johnson and everybody else, and give credit to Bannon too here. Not that I like to give him credit either, but nobody's calling this thing out for what it is. I mean, the Democrats are, but nobody's going to listen to the Democrats when they're fighting. It's got to be Republican. And there's very few Republican senators that are actually being like, this isn't working. I'm not voting for this. but none of the big wigs and the big guns are being like, hey, this isn't working. And I don't know if Donald Trump is equipped with the ability to say, okay, we tried this thing. It doesn't look like it's going to work. We'll pull it back. We'll retool. Maybe we'll pass these things in piece by piece and individually to see if we can make it happen.
What's going to happen? It was already approved by the Senate, so it's got to go to the House. And
it's the opposite. It was approved by
the
House.
House. It was separate.
Yeah.
And so he's not going to do anything. He's not going to change it. He's going to wait till it fails or passes, but hopefully fails. And then he's going to bitch and complain about who didn't vote for it, and they're going to be on the out. So if a handful of Republicans didn't vote for it, he's going to call them out by name and be like, oh, there's coward, and there's rhino, and blah, 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 blah. And he's not going to, and he's going to, they'll be on the shit list. And then he'll come up with some other bullshit bill to pass to help his rich friend. And that'll be the next thing. So he's not going to pull this thing back. He's going to push it through as fast as he can and then bitch and moan about it when it fails.
But credit Elon though, because that threat, the best thing he said yesterday was, I'll back Democrats if I have to, in order to change this around, because you have to, there has to be, because let's be honest, the Democrats aren't putting up a formidable argument in anything. I mean, they haven't, this guy, Donald Trump is literally on the, Republicans are abandoning him hill on the way down, and the Democrats still can't mount a single fucking solitary message that works.
Not in the public eye for the most part, but if you watch them in closed door, I don't know how many people watch these things, but I've watched, they always school the Republican, when it's Democrats debating Republicans in the Senate or the House, whatever, the Democrats wipe the floor with them. They point out all the hypocrisy. They point out everything that doesn't work. They point out all the stuff that Donald Trump
complaining and whining is the only thing that they're good at. They're not good at putting together policy.
They come up with stuff, but they don't have the numbers, and it's not going to work because they can't get the votes. That's the problem. They have a few, maybe one or two Republicans that are like, yeah, if it works, great. But the rest of them are just going to fall in line and vote whatever Trump wants them to vote for. And then that's a shame.
But like I said, though, the Democrats can't muster together a single solitary message. They still don't have it. We're 4 or 5 months in, 6 months into this administration. They don't have it. So if you're a Democrat, you got to be saying, thank God for Elon, because at least he's posing some sort of a threat to the Republicans here that, hey, you guys are going to be out of jobs if you don't fucking turn this around and figure it out.
And the reason he has such a voice is because he's a dissenting Republican. Elon's not a Republican. He never fucking was. Sure. Okay.
I know he backed the Republican this time around, but
if you back the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're a Steelers fan. I don't understand. There's no distinction here.
I'll give you the analogy in there. I could bet on the Steelers to win the Super Bowl because I want to make
that's
money.
Different.
Betting
on something is not the same as supporting them.
I would be supporting if I put a bet down on the Steelers to win the Super Bowl.
That's not supporting them. That's betting. That's supporting your bank account.
But I'd be out there with a fucking Steelers hat trying to hope they win games so they get to the Super Bowl.
Then that's supporting them.
But that's what he did. He just gave the guy money. He didn't fucking.
Yeah, because why did he give him money?
It said he voted Democrat.
Because he wanted them to win.
It said he voted Democrat from 2008 to 2020. So
yeah, but not this time. So people change.
As a lot of people did. Frank still has a hard time thinking that Democrats voted for Donald Trump this time around, but a lot of them did. Did.
Whatever. I'm saying that Elon, for the most part, he may not. I don't know if he is on paper, but for all intents and purposes, he's leaned Republican. He's leaned right. You can't say that he hasn't.
He did it 3 months before this election.
Whenever it was, he was on the campaign trail with Donald Trump, speaking at the Republican National Convention,
and
all these things.
Doesn't make him a Republican.
What would?
I think you're failing to realize the incompetence of the Democratic Party. You just can't.
I'm not. No, I get that. There's no message. I understand that.
But it's not even that. Like, let me get. All right, I'll let you make your point. But just to give you for instance, forget the message part of it. if you're Elon and you're concerned about the growing deficit and the amount of money we're throwing away and wasting on the current budget, the Democrats never, ever, ever come anywhere near balancing a budget without
They do
trying to
better
give
than the Republicans every
tons of
time.
programs and free assistance to everybody who asks for it.
But every time there's a Democratic president, the deficit gets lowered, and every time and everything kind of cools off a little bit. Then every time a Republican president comes in, they raise the debt and they raise it.
Well, there's truth to that but mostly that's because they cut the taxes. The Republicans.
Well, whatever the Republicans cut billionaire. Well, whatever. We're going down a rabbit hole.
Yes, you're right. Yes, rich people's taxes. That's what they do.
And so the Republicans typically add. So, I mean, Elon's support of this president. I feel like if you support a Republican for that amount of time, you're a Republican.
If you vote for a Republican, you're dead to Frank. That's the basic message.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I'm translating.
I feel like if you
No comment.
I'm translating. Janine, do you agree with that?
I didn't say that.
Which statement?
You didn't have to say it. You didn't have to say that if you vote for a Republican, you're dead to Frank.
Yes.
That's incorrect.
But I also don't think that if you vote one party one way, but have voted a different way for the past however many years, that you're that now.
Well, what if you work in that administration for 4 months and you only delete or get rid of spending that Democratic spending stuff that Democrats would spend on, and you only like helping trans kids or help doing all these Democratic leaning things. You call it fraud or waste or something like that. I mean, that's you when you do all your actions and everything that you're doing leans Republican. Then how could you not call yourself a Republican? You may not have been a Republican 3-4 years ago, but when you're starting to walk and talk and act like a Republican.
Yeah, but the guy owns an electric vehicle company. Who's supported the electric vehicle industry more than the Democrats?
Money. Okay.
When you look at Elon, I automatically think Democrat. Sorry, but I do. What he's done and how he talks and what he believes in, I guess. But also, I also don't think that I'm different in the fact that I don't think that you must agree with every single Republican view to be Republican or every single Democratic view to be Democrat.
No, but if you're the Republican president's right-hand man and you're speaking out all this and you're voting for and you're yelling at the top of your lungs to vote for this guy and you're at all these events and you're flown around with them, you're not a Democrat. I'm sorry.
I disagree. I disagree. I mean, people call Joe Rogan a right-wing commentator. Like, that guy's so not fucking right-wing. It's ridiculous. Like, he's a liberal guy. Yeah. He's a fucking Bernie supporter. Like, the guy loved Bernie Sanders. It doesn't get more socialist in the Democratic standpoint than Bernie fucking Sanders.
Elon Musk. Right. I mean, I'm not saying it's. There's a lot of shit that Elon has done that leans right. Is what I'm saying. So he leans right more than he does left. Is what I'm saying.
Well, Paul just said Elon is announcing a new political party, which he did tease yesterday. And I mean, I'm looking on his Twitter. I see them talking or discussing the America Party, and he's retweeting this kind of stuff. Let's see here. The America Party, Elon's vision to dismantle the establishment. When 5.6 million people tell you they're politically homeless, perhaps it's time to bulldoze the entire neighborhood. Elon's proposed America Party resonated with 80.4% of respondents who are tired of the establishment duopoly. Gallup shows 43% of Americans claim independence, rejecting both parties. Among independents, 56% view Elon favorably. That feels a little high. Even 34% of Democrats see him positively.
Nope.
Frank is not in that 34%.
When you disown your own kid because they're trans, you're a dick.
I agree. I thought he got involved in all of this just primarily because of that, just to go scorched earth on that whole thing. But I think, I
Yeah,
think that
a
was
lot of the
still part of
woke
it.
stuff. Oh, it's all woke. Shut up. Support your kid. Be a father. You shit.
Oh, he's a terrible father. He
Yeah,
is
he
not.
absolutely is. That's your
Yeah,
kid. I don't care what they want to call themselves or how they dress or what sex or gender they want to be. That's you support your kid.
I said that to Cuddles the other day. I go, at least I'm a better father than Elon. She's like, you're not bragging the way you think you are by making that
Yeah,
point.
that's not a high bar.
The guy doesn't show up for anything. He's uniquely positioned to unite answer. I'm not gonna read this whole fucking thing, but listen, I think people forget Ross Perot was a really strong third party candidate that did affect the election where Bill Clinton was elected for the first time. So we're not that far. This frustration that everybody's feeling, we've had before, and we've had a candidate that came in from a third party that did influence the election.
All that does, when you say influence an election, all it does is take votes away from one side, whichever side that is. It doesn't.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
You're not going to get the third party's not going to win.
But
a lot
of people,
it'll funnel votes away. That's all it does.
I agree, but a lot of people do speculate that if Perot had not bowed out of that race and then went back in, if he would have continued the momentum, people speculate that he might have pulled it off. He might have done it, but we'll never know now. I mean, we'll never really know. People, like I said, people speculate about that, so I'm not entirely sure.
All right, what's going on with Diddy?
I do want to move to Diddy, but fuck, somebody said something and I wanted to bring it back to that. No, I can't remember.
Was it me?
No.
Damn.
No. It was kind of about all this stuff and shit. Oh, did you see? I was about to do it. I can't do it because people will clip it. Robin will get it, and then I'll never live it down. The guy from Jersey. Did you see Cory Booker's Nazi salute? You didn't see Cory Booker's Nazi salute?
I saw him wave.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, here we go.
Clear as day. Nazi salute did exactly what
I saw the two put together. They're not exact.
Oh, I don't know. That was really close. All right, I'm not going to play it. It doesn't matter. We'll move on.
They're not exact. One is they're similar.
Is he a Democrat?
Booker's a Democrat, yeah.
Oh, that's why Frank.
Frank's like,
I'm not as cut and dry as you think.
Spotting at a fly. No, it was the same thing. He made the same motion as Elon Musk did, and everybody wants to get.
Really didn't, but okay.
Okay, you really don't think so?
No.
Oh.
It was very similar, but it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same?
I don't think it was.
All right, let's bring it up quickly here, and then we'll move on very fast. Because we have to tell people about Diddy. I mean, for the love of, and then I have to yell at Janine.
I mean, I've seen it, and you won't catch me doing it. That's not. He's waving.
That first one was a wave.
Look, he's doing it again. He's waving. You can see him clearly waving.
Those other couple were waves. So let's look at the first one. Let's see here. Let's see how high that hand tilt. Ooh. Oh, that looks like the same angle to me.
Are you kidding?
I don't
know.
The
Elon thing was a shootout. He shot his arm out like he was freaking like a bullet.
So speed of the arm is what determines the.
I can't with you. I really can't. Move on.
All right, moving on. The Diddy trial continues. I feel like every day now it's just like, who did Diddy threaten? Who did he assault? It's like every day. Today it was one of his exes bursting into tears on the stand, saying that he would force her to keep going when drugged up during those freak off marathon sessions. So much so to the fact that it completely exhausted her. His ex, who's testifying under a Jane Doe kind of name, we don't know who it is, was hysterical, crying on the stand today. They testified and told jurors that Combs, in the court, that she had to robotically get in a zone, fuel like an athlete, and numb herself with drugs to endure the grueling days-long sex sessions. saying, quote, "I turned into someone else. The freak-offs are the center of the prosecutor's sex trafficking and racketeering case against Combs. This particular witness dated Combs until his arrest in September of 2024, told jurors that 90% of their abusive 3-year relationship was spent in the drugged up freak-off state that he orchestrated, filmed, and pleasured himself to."
Ew.
No, it's weird.
All of this?
Yeah, I know, right? There's been a couple times in this trial where he would get mad and even abuse the women that he was with when they moved on from him and were with other men or cheated on him or whatever, but yet he would pay prostitutes to sleep with his girlfriend. I don't understand that. I know there's a difference with like permissions and shit, but still it feels I don't get it.
I feel like it's a power thing. Control kind of a thing.
Like it's okay if he says, but it's not okay if he doesn't say.
I guess so. I don't pretend to want to understand his mind.
I just don't know how long I mean, it feels like how many people do they have to drag up on that stand to corroborate the horrific things that he did before we wrap this thing up? I don't know. I don't understand why it's like all continuing to go on at this point. I don't know how much longer they can keep going for.
Honestly, it should. I feel like it's been going on for months.
Because this was his last girlfriend. I mean, this was the last girlfriend to the time he was arrested. So it's like, it's not like he changed his ways or this was years ago or whatever it was. Like he's been this person since forever, you know,
Yeah.
Which weirds me out too, because do you think he was a shit before he had the money? Or do you think the money turned him into a shit?
He was probably always I think the money didn't help.
Like the money enables you to do it more and at a bigger scale, right?
That's what I mean, yeah.
But it's like, do you think he was assaulting people and taking advantage of them and just being shitty to them before he was a billionaire?
Well, when was that? Who the hell knows? I mean,
before Biggie hit, he was struggling for a long time. Like he wasn't in the money.
Yeah, but I don't know, because I'm sure a lot of it was people wanting to be around him and him taking advantage of that. So being rich and famous probably fueled all the shitty things that he did.
Yeah.
So
kind of weird. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
All right, that's your Diddy update. Billy Joel's revelation. There's a new documentary, and in it, Billy Joel discusses the fact that he almost ended his own life twice, which I was a little surprised to hear. I mean, I guess you shouldn't be. The guy's like an emotional, like I feel like all songwriters are a bit emotional, you know, they're a little sensitive. But yeah, he said in his early 20s, he was dating this woman named Elizabeth Weber. Kind of weird to put her name out there, right? Like,
yeah, Elizabeth Weber's home going, shit.
Yeah. And this was in his early 20s, before he was Billy Joel. He was in like another band, and he fell in love with this girl, and twice he attempted to end his life. He said in the documentary, "I was just in a lot of pain, so I thought I'd just end it all." After surviving, he said you can't even, after he survived, he was like not abusing, but like teasing himself, saying you can't even do this right, you know, that kind of a thing. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is really sad. And it was the woman was his then bandmate at the time's wife.
Oh, real? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't that weird?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, don't do anything drastic. You never know what the rest of your life will hold. You could be a Billy Joel, you could be a huge, successful anything. You know, you never know what the future's going to bring.
You could have a scenes from an Italian restaurant in you, and you're going to fucking take that away from the world?
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Hang in there, folks. Don't, stick around. It gets better.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia. They're bringing him back to the United States, Frank. They're giving you your wish.
Wait,
They are.
who?
The guy who caused the huge,
the guy they deported because, and
You lost
they
me.
just scooped him up. This was a few weeks ago. They scooped him up and deported him without due process. And Trump and all his people were like, "Oh, he's a gang member. We got to get him out of the country." And the left is like, "Well, he has to stand. You know, you got to. There's processes for that. You got to do a trial, and he has to. You know, he has rights and stuff like that." And the right's like, "Well, not if he's illegal, and not if he's here illegally." The left is like, especially if he's here illegally. Everybody has rights. You know, when you break the law, especially, then your rights are there as well.
They're going to do a trial now, all right.
Yeah.
He's going to be indicted for human trafficking.
Whatever the charges, absolutely. Hey, and if he's found guilty, then it works. Then the system works. If he's found innocent, and the system works. Either way.
Let's admit, your old pal Ant was correct on this one. I said, don't get behind this guy. You don't know what he is.
No one was backing the guy. That's the point. Backing the absence of due process. That's what we were backing the use of due process.
I don't know.
The fact that it wasn't used here. That's what we were backing.
Maybe you, but that dickhead, what was it, the congressman or senator that went down there and fucking had drinks with the guy, that was fucking stupid. That was really stupid. And again, it goes back to the Democrats need to get their people under control and get behind one singular message, because they got idiots going off and doing shit like that makes them look like they're protecting fucking criminals.
That's the difference is the left doesn't get behind one person. The left doesn't follow the leader. That's the difference, I think. The right, there's one person and he's in charge, and that's what's going on.
It's not a left point. I didn't think you'd pull out such a great point, but you did it.
Okay, the left is a little more, come as you are. You're free, a little more freedom in the left, I think.
Yeah, the right's a little leader heavy right now.
Yeah, I would say so.
Leader. Oh, who's that other guy? Eric Swalwell. Did you see that fucking Taco Bell video?
No.
Holy shit, that stunk.
No.
I get really mad when politicians try to be funny. You don't see us passing laws on this show, right?
We should though.
Come into, wouldn't that be nice?
That would be cool.
Don't fucking come into our area. He put out a video of I can't even. It's so fucking awkward. It's so, what's his name? Swalwell. Yeah, hold on. We gotta fucking.
Are we watching it?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
It was the worst piece of shit I have ever fucking seen. It was just awful. Just awful. And then we're going to talk about Taylor Swift, and then I'm going to yell at Janine because she's a horrible person.
What did I do now? I know. I'm sorry.
Don't you worry about it. I got a big bone to pick with you. I have a Ron Jeremy sized bone to pick with you.
I want to know now.
You're going to know. You're going to know. Let's watch this fucking train wreck first. Is it? Here we go. Okay. This guy put this out on TikTok.
Oh boy.
How bad is that? I mean, that guy should be thrown out of the country.
That was cringy.
First of all, why is the cameraman saying the F word? I had a big problem with that. Like, you're who is he? Congressperson, senator? Who is he?
Oh, he curses. I think it's him. If I'm remembering right, on his Twitter, he F bombs all the time.
Oh God, have a little class. What the fuck is with Trump? Can't you just say what's with Trump?
Have a little class. Are you serious?
Yeah, I will listen. I will never. I believe I've called out Trump for not being classy and not being refined. I like that in my politicians a little bit. I'd like them to be better. Don't put that in your video. And then he just grabs the taco and it gets caught on the wrapper and he just eats it and he's chewing and looking down. Like, there's not even an ounce of comedy in this. It's not remotely funny or interesting. And then he looks up after a second bite after we watched him chew for 12 seconds. He goes, anything else? That's your fucking great idea? Oh, I wish I could be in the room with these people to just smack the shit out of them when they come up with these fucking things.
I don't know if it was you or me, but one of us was glitching out there.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right. Anyway, let's tell Janine what a terrible person she is. She needs to hear this.
Ooh.
Every year, Janine puts on a fundraiser for a wonderful cause and hosts a event.
Yeah, what's the name of that event? What's the name of that charity, Anthony?
The Star Legacy Foundation.
Very good.
Yeah. No, I got it. I'm on it. I know
right.
because I've only been invited 1 year.
No.
And she's been doing it for how many years now? 7 years? 6 years? 5 years?
This will be our 5th
5
one,
years.
I think.
Okay, I got invited once, and I was happy to attend. Bought a sponsorship package, trying to be a good friend, good pal. I get a message the other day from a good friend of mine. You go into the golf outing. I go, what golf outing? I'm like, not Janine's golf outing. That can't be coming up. I would have gotten the invite for that. I would have seen the invite for that one. Nope. No invite.
Okay,
No,
so
not even here's what I would have taken because Janine doesn't consider me.
Well, here's the thing. We didn't get an invite as much as we got the email for being on the email list. So I don't know if you're on the email list or not.
Okay. Because I was gonna say there should have been some sort of communication of, hey, idiot, do you want to re-up your membership or subscribe? I don't know, sponsorship, whatever the fuck we did. I thought I would have at least gotten that. I mean, that I would have been insulted by. You'd think your close friend would be like, hey, everybody, just want to let you know this thing that's really important to me is coming up again. Thanks for supporting me in the past. I'd love for you to support me again in the future, so we could be a good friend back, in return. But now I got to hear secondhand from people about the fucking golf outing I didn't get invited to. I still haven't.
Maybe she doesn't want you there.
It's 9:52. It's 9:52 Eastern Standard Time on Friday, June 6th, and I'm still yet to receive an invitation. And I don't want to cause a problem here, but I heard that Bird, Miss Justice, and Paul got invitations directly from JSAB. So now I got a real big problem with the whole thing.
Well, number one, if you knew it was happening every year, then you should have it on your calendar.
Boom.
It's not the same date every single year.
2.
Yeah.
2. I posted about it on my Facebook, and you didn't come last year. You didn't come last year. You made up some excuse.
Last year, was I there last year or the year before? I wasn't there last year?
I think, yeah, you were actually there 3 years ago.
No, 3 years ago?
3 years ago was the height of COVID.
No, 3 years ago was
it was 2022. Right, you're right.
And also, I don't want to bother people and say, listen.
Oh, here we go.
No, it's true. Did you see my thing on?
Bother people.
Did you see my post on Facebook? Now I'm going to personally invite you.
No, just send us. You can send us all the link. We'll go to it.
Yeah, I mean, Janine is acting like we don't have a chat where one message can reach the entire friend community. I mean,
well, you guys should get, like Frank said, you should be on the email list anyway. Everybody who's attended should have gotten an email.
Do you want to see my fucking email? Like, come on. Emails?
Nobody wants to see your email.
I got 824 fucking emails right now. Look, they're all unread.
I have 283,226.
Okay, so you can't count on people getting a fucking email. I'm going to search Star Legacy right now. If this doesn't come up, this is the end. Janine.
So are you going or not?
I don't even know what it is.
June 30th.
No, I can't make that day. I don't even. Is it really June 30th?
Yes.
Okay. What day is that?
The Monday.
Is it at the same place it's always been?
Yes.
I missed out on the golf thing. It sold out.
The golf thing is sold out?
Yeah, we sold but the dinner is not sold out. We sold out a golf in 10 days.
Yeah, that was quick. That went quick.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
And I have to say, it's great, but it's always the hottest friggin' day.
Actually, you missed it last year, and it was it was not hot.
Oh, good.
It was I think it was like 76 and no humidity at all.
That's good. The humidity kills you. I did the golf one year, and I was drenched at the end of the 18 holes.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Erin is here too. Erin, do you want to interject and tell Janine what a terrible person she is?
I didn't
You know what?
see.
I want to talk about how I invited you and Cuddles and then you individually and then Cuddles individually. I don't understand why none of my messages are going through.
Oh, that was another thing. Yeah, Frank's like, oh, Erin's messaging you. I showed you the screenshot, right?
That's true. I know, but I
was no
did
message.
send it to you guys individually. I don't know why you're not getting my messages. And also, do you remember the time that you raised like all that money for the wrong charity?
Oh, the wrong.
God.
Yeah, do you remember?
I don't remember what you
Oh,
called
my
it,
God.
but it was definitely not correct.
No, it was the Star. Maybe it was just the Star Foundation or something like that.
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
It was very
wow.
similar.
Wow.
It was the petition to bring Star Search back on air, and you raised all this money.
We were that close, by the way.
But one day we're gonna get that Star.
This is
We'll
why
get
you can't trust a man with a woman's job.
No, that's very true. I don't dispute that, but I hate this whole "I don't want to bother you" thing. Like, what I get. Let me tell you, I'm gonna start shaking up this friend group a little bit because I'm starting to hear that a lot nowadays, and I don't really care for it. We're friends. We're supposed to bother one another. You know, like send an invite, talk, be there, be present. You know, be part of the whole situation, because this whole like, I don't want to bother you, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Throw it out there. If it gets traction, great. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, you know?
Right.
But, you know, let a person know what's happening. I got to hear from, you know, I'm hearing from Erin, who's telling Frank, who's telling, you know, who's trying to text, is getting lost, you know.
So who knows if you would have got the text anyway, if Janine would have sent it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would. I think Erin sent me the information, but I haven't opened the text message yet because, frankly, I was angry.
Don't take it out on the Star Legacy Foundation.
Just a little bit.
Oh, let me tell you something. I'm going to steal money from them somehow. I don't know how. I'm going to take one of those raffle prizes and just walk out of the room with it.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of raffle prizes, I got for
Don't text me now,
$200.
Janine. Now Janine is texting me. I don't want to. Sorry,
what are you talking about?
Go ahead.
No, I just got for $200. I got $500 worth of bamboo, like sheets and towels, and our house now is.
That's amazing. Our house
really
is covered in bamboo sheets.
And that was from the raffle prize, right?
Yeah. You know I drink and shop. And last week when I drank at a steakhouse, what did I buy? Frank, you want to pick him up?
Steak sauce?
No.
Oh, the critter?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you have a problem. You bought that for him.
No. Well, sort of. I was just like, he's so cute. And like, I have $38. Yay. I want to buy him. So if you want a raffle prize, J-Sabs, we can get another one of these and put it on the table.
Yeah, there you go.
I am still looking for them.
He's cute. He's $38.
That was $38?
Yes.
A little less.
Oh.
Boy,
Frank
you guys got money to throw away. Holy shit. That was $38.
We don't buy anything. We don't buy anything. Last thing we bought was bamboo towels at a fundraiser for our friend. So don't get on me about buying things.
I don't know. I think you guys got a new car recently. You getting $30 fucking animals.
A new car 2 years ago.
The buttons were in my phone for like 8 months. I couldn't. Never mind. I'm not justifying my lifestyle to you, Aunt. I am not justifying my lifestyle to you, Anthony.
There you go. You're getting to it quicker nowadays.
Yeah.
Erin. I like saying that.
It took me twice as long a couple of years ago. All right.
But you agree, right? Janine is horrible to me, and this was
Absolutely not. I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Do you want to say it now? I'll give you the chance to say it now if you want to say it.
No. J-Sabs, you around, Phil, right?
I am, but I don't know how long I'm staying.
All right.
You do what kind of game you doing today?
A detective game.
Oh God!
Oh,
Of
yes,
course,
this
of
is-
course, someone starts calling my name. Hold on a minute.
This one we're gonna play is guess the shitty friend, and everybody's gonna get
Yeah.
clues.
The guy who keeps having feuds with everybody else.
I'm not having feuds. Listen. I'm the Elon Musk of this group. Okay, I gotta call people out.
The Nazi child abandoning asshole.
I would love to abandon a kid. That would be great. That's what if I ever got to interview Elon, I'd be like, how great is it to leave one of those little shits behind?
How exactly did you do that?
Oh my God. Well, anyway, comment below if your friends leave you out of everything. Just just know you have a friend here. We're basically the same. Because I can't even get an invite to a whole fucking. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Bird's going to invite people. Bird's doing a raffle 1 hour in her cuck chair. Tickets are $200 a piece. That's pretty good.
$200.
Yeah, I'd pay to be in a cuck chair for charity.
You'd fall asleep in the cuck chair.
Oh,
Is it a comfy cuck chair?
I would definitely. I would tell you something, dude. Last night. I ate. I had to call the Chinese place.
Okay. I'm sorry. I have a quick story when you're done.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to go first? Because mine's not great.
No. But just I don't want to forget.
I call a Chinese place and I go, I usually get steamed chicken and broccoli from you with the sauce on the side. They're like, yeah. I'm like, can I just get the steamed chicken? Because I can't eat broccoli. I can't eat anything. I have a list of like 7 foods I could eat. In the last week, well, I shouldn't say that. Since Wednesday, all I have eaten is scrambled eggs, steamed chicken, saltine crackers, and white rice. That is it. That is all.
Man.
That's all I've consumed.
Dude.
Because they say I have to like reset my whole thing, right?
Did you have a stomach virus?
I don't know what I have. I got. I think it's stomach cancer, but I don't want to bother you with it, so I'll keep it to myself.
Well, what happened?
I'll not invite you to the fundraiser we have when he's.
Don't invite. Yeah, when I go down, Frank, don't invite her. I want to make sure she doesn't get invited, or invite her for a year or two, and then just pull it off the table.
Okay.
So anyway, so I had to go through so the woman was just like, that's all. She was like, this can't be right. Like, and then she was kind of like giving me is this a prank thing? And I'm like, I'm like, no, I'll be there. So whatever. I eat like 2 or 3 pieces and I'm literally like, again, just like having that bad feeling. Cuddles said I hit the couch and it's weird because if I position myself a certain way, the pain is a little less.
I know what you have.
I was out cold in 2 seconds.
This is what you have. You have acid reflux. What you're describing sounds exactly like this.
It's part of it, yeah. But what causes acid reflux?
Acid refluxing. It's good if it's fluxing, but if it refluxes, then you got a problem.
The reflux, it's the problem.
That's the issue.
Do you take any pill for it?
I'm on medication now. Yeah.
What are you on?
I don't know.
This is exactly why this is the difference between men and women. Go ahead.
Also Chinese food, don't they like MSG and all that stuff? Is that not good?
Yeah, but it's steamed chicken. I mean, that's
they don't add stuff like that's gonna mess you up in here.
Do you know how hard they go bland, unseasoned chicken is what I can eat. Do you know how fucking hard that is to find, to get?
Thinking about that makes me throw up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's like impossible. Like even like Cuddles is like, I'll make you the chicken. I go, all right, you're just gonna grill up some chicken. Don't put any seasoning on it. And she's like, oh no, I have these strips. I'm like, but there's shit. There's salt and pepper on it. Like you can't have any fucking.
No, you gotta buy regular plain chicken in the grocery store.
Yeah, we didn't have any though, because Cuddles. I was like, oh, what are we gonna do for dinner? How am I gonna get my bland chicken tonight? And she's like, I'll make you chicken. I'm like, all right. But she didn't defrost the chicken that we had, so it's like she's like, I'll just air fry this other chicken. I'm like, I can't eat that. I'm afraid I'll get all fucked up, So anyway, that was it. But to answer your question, Janine, they put me on something, and then I had a fucking full body rash, and then they had to put me on something else. So I don't remember what the fuck this new thing is that I'm on. But anyway, I'm falling apart. Not that you would know or concern yourself, because you're busy not inviting friends to things and shit like that. So.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe this will make you feel better.
Yeah.
Janine gave me permission to tell this part of the story. So I was like, who's going? And she, said, I'm not sure yet. She said, I'm not sure yet. So I was like, okay. So then I wrote you two, the both of you on the chat, and then you didn't respond. And then I wrote then I wrote Cuddles. And then she just didn't get back to me. So I wrote you. And then I said to Janine, all the steps that I did. And then she goes, do you not want to come if they don't come? Because you don't have to. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to get them there. So it was just kind of funny the way she thought that, like, I was like, if they don't come, I don't want to come, but I just want you guys there. So that's all. I just want us all together again at something. One, because I have your kids' Christmas gifts in my trunk still. And two, I have a special drink that I bought at the... Yeah, I wouldn't eat the chocolate and I wouldn't eat, but they're going to love their little bamboo stuffed animals. But I also want you, also, I don't know if you remember, we bought a drink that we thought that we could do on the show and it's still in my refrigerator.
Right.
That's also, I will see you.
Which I still, well, I don't know if I could have anything right now, but I still want to do that. But I still look for that drink and do not see it anywhere.
Yeah.
Liquor store is where we found it.
It's unbelievable. It has not made its way out to Suffolk County. It really hasn't. Last thing I want to do before we go into the game, and I think this will be fun to have Janine around for, and Aaron too. Yeah. This guy put out a TikTok, and I want to share this with everybody because I want to know your guys' answer, and everybody who's watching, I want to know your answer to this too. I love this guy. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Let me see. His name is Brett Marshall 7.
He looks like a Brett Marshall.
He put out this TikTok, and I just thought this was so fucking interesting. Here, listen to what this guy said, and I want you guys to answer this.
You die, and then a statistics box pops up, and you can look up any statistic from your life. How many chicken tenders you've eaten, how many Q-tips you've used. What is one statistic that you think would stand out that's unique to you above anyone else?
Isn't that a good topic? You die and you can get statistics. You can get all the statistics of your entire life, from how many chicken fingers you ate to, whatever. Yeah. What would be the one that you'd want to go to and know first?
How many times I've gotten mad at my husband for giving me an upside down rainbow cookie.
If it's more than
that's a joke. That's a complete
If it's
joke.
more than 0, it's too many.
I know of one. No, there was that one time. Remember, she got mad at him for he ended her.
I think that's too many.
God, yeah, I can't believe he did that.
If there's one thing I would want to know, how many times? I don't know. That's the one that I have to think about. It's hard to come up with something off the cuff.
Yeah, we don't have to answer it now. We could think about it.
You have one?
I don't like.
How many orgasms?
Yeah, well, that's
that one on my hand, Paul. Go ahead.
Goodness!
I'm kidding.
That one did come. That's sad, but that one did come to mind. Like, how many orgasms you had in your life? How many shits have you taken? How many times did you pee?
I was thinking, how many?
Wouldn't you want to know that? Wouldn't you want to know how many people crushed on you? Or is that just me?
Like, had a crush on you?
Like, that's a good one. But is that something that the statistics would know? Like,
yes.
Is that something that it's not something you did?
Right.
Oh,
that's a good question. Yeah. So
but if it does show that, then that's a good one. I like that. That's a good
sounds like Frank doesn't want to know how many people crushed on me. And that's fair.
Then I have to punch everyone.
Why are you so jealous, man? You gotta you're such a jealous person.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that right now. Then
there's so many. Because I feel like there's so many things you keep track of. Like how many people you had sex with. People kind of keep track of that. Although it's funny. I forget how many people that I've or like how many people you kissed. You forget about that kind of shit. You don't think you would, because like when you're like 14, like everybody's hand you held, right?
I've got a list of everything I've ever done. No.
But it's like, you even like, you'll remember all the cars you've owned. Yeah, but look, at some point you go, I forgot that. That's right. I had that car for like a couple of months, Yeah,
but once you get the number of how many times you peed, you're gonna go, oh, cool. And what are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. It's got to be. What would you
It'll be
estimate
you'd
that?
want it to be something interesting, right?
But let's say you live to 92. How many times do you think a 92-year-old has peed?
How the hell should I know?
Because
Well, you figure how many you could probably average it out. You could probably come close to the number if you really sat down and thought about it. You go, how many times a week does the average person go? How many weeks a year times how many years? And you could probably get close.
Because since I've been, dropping some LBs, I've been drinking water like a fucking madman. I pee, I don't even 19, 24 times a day.
What?
Like I'm just peeing. Dude,
What do you mean 24 times a day?
I'm peeing.
There's no way.
You pee once an hour.
I pee when
More than that. I can't count
maybe-
the times you're asleep.
maybe 24 is a lot, but what is somebody up 18 hours in a day? 17 hours? I'm peeing. I would say I'm peeing 17 to 20 times in a day.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, swear to God, dude. I fill this. Doing the podcast is the least amount that I drink because I just fill this up and I drink it down. I'll do 1 or 2 of these an hour. Full things of water all day
Dude,
long.
what the hell?
10 minutes.
All day long.
No, that's what Raven said. She said she pees every 10 minutes.
Yeah, I
That's a
pee.
lot of peeing, man.
Dude, and there's like sometimes I'll get like 2 or 3 of those in me, and then I'll pee like 3 or 4 times in an hour. Like it just, and God, if I haven't had coffee in fucking 3 weeks, but when I'm drinking coffee and water together, endless.
How much are you drinking in a day? That's a lot of liquid.
Yeah, but it's water. All I drink is water. I don't drink anything else but water.
A lot of water.
And it helps because it's like I'm not snacking in between meals. I just eat meals. I just eat my meals and then I just drink water in between. Just slug water constantly.
All right. Well, if you're drinking constantly, I don't know.
Keeping
Sounds
hydrated.
Sounds like my version of hell. Just drinking water constantly.
I know. No, they do say that too much water is bad for you, but I don't think I'm there. Like too much water bad for you. Like if you're drinking like gallons and gallons of water in like a really short amount of time, that's not good for you. But I'm drinking like just constantly as the day goes on. I'm just drinking water, just constantly just drinking water and being.
Yet another awesome lead into the game.
Yeah.
How much Anthony pees?
Do you know when you drink a lot of water and you start peeing clear, like like in the afternoon, like if you spend a day, Frank has no idea what I'm talking about.
Actually,
Frank is like, I pee Snapple. But like usually like you start peeing clear like around 2 or 3 o'clock. I pee clear at fucking 10:30 in the morning. Like I've already flushed everything out of my system at 10:30 in the morning. I'm just
Maybe
peeing.
you need some of the things in your system. Is that possible? You need some
Well, the doctor
other things than water?
The doctor did say to me, since I started eating well, they were like, you might have fucked up the bacteria in your stomach then, and you're having a really bad reaction to it. They were like, probably not this bad, but it might be like that combined with maybe something else that's causing, the problem. So
I don't know, man. All I know is that's a lot of peeing.
Guys do a lot of peeing. I'd like to know. I'd like to know how much peeing I've done. Or what would you want to know? How many times you peed or how many gallons of pee have you produced?
I don't want to know any of that. I'd probably want to know. I'd want to know stuff that like you couldn't possibly like I want to know how many, I don't know, like how many steps have I taken in my entire life?
That's interesting.
Or how many miles have I walked in my entire life?
Mm-hmm. Like, here's one. How many meatballs do you think you've eaten in your life?
I've eaten quite a few meatballs. Just a little bit with the meatballs. Yeah, I don't know. Lots of meatballs.
That could be a shocking number. What's your guilty pleasure, Aaron?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
I don't know. Buying Tremors dolls? No. Let me think. Get back to me.
Okay. J-Sabs, I don't even know if you're still here. I think you are.
How many gallons of
potato chips. Potato chips.
All right. How many potato? Yeah. How many? Wouldn't you want to know how many gallons of cum Janine swallowed? That's probably a lot.
That took a left turn.
That's what she said. She just before Aaron said potato chips, she snuck that out in there.
Oh, didn't hear it.
Got it.
Good Lord.
Okay, how many potato chips, not bags, how many potato chips do you think Erin has eaten in her lifetime?
How many has anybody? I have no idea. That's how would I ever? Who the
A
hell
lot
knows
less.
that?
It's a lot less than people 30 years ago because
Whoa.
they're not filling those fucking bags up anymore the way they used to.
Yeah, but then you hear the number and you go, "Oh, okay, cool." But I want a number. I want to get a statistic that's like, "Holy shit!" You know, like something that would make me say that.
Well, okay, let's say by the time your wife turns 80, like, let's say she dies when she's 87. You think she would have eaten 1,000,000 potato chips?
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know. Probably not. 1,000,000's a big number. I mean, that's. I mean, am I glitched out? I think I'm glitched out.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. I mean, 87 years and 1,000,000 chips. That's a lot of chips per year. I mean, divide 1,000,000 by 87. That's how many chips you'd have to have each year. I feel like that's too. That's high.
So what was your equation? 1,000,000 divided by 87?
Yeah, it's how many chips you'd have to have in a year.
Oh, I like that we're getting into this. See, we're getting to the important stuff now. Divided by 87 is 11,494 chips.
That's a high number for 1 year.
Well, hold on now, because when do you start eating chips? Like 5?
I don't know. What do you mean in the day?
Like when she's 2 and 1, she's not eating potato chips. I'm saying like when she's 1 or
No.
2, like so you gotta take a couple years off of it actually.
Okay, so call it 10,000 then.
No, let's say she dies at 87. Let's say for the first 5 years of her life, she does not have any potato chips. First 4 years of her life. So 1,000,000 divided by 83 is 12,048 chips. You think you could eat 12,048 chips in a year? Well, that's 1,000 chips in a month, roughly. Just a
A
little over
lot.
1,000
That's
chips in a month.
250 chips a week. That's too many.
250 chips in a week.
Yeah, that's too many.
Yeah, that might be too many. Although we've all had those weeks where we put a whole bag away. You know what I'm saying? That's
I mean, what counts as a chip, too? Is it a little crumb? How big does it have to be considered a chip?
yeah, a crumb wouldn't count, but I would say I would count small chips because if you're just eating, you can't. It's not your
So
fault.
if you grab, when you grab like a bunch of little ones in a little stack and you throw them in, does each little one count as a chip?
Yes. Yes.
Because that'll puff up the numbers pretty quick.
Yeah. DJ Shenanigans says how much money spent. I think people can kind of quantify that though. You could kind of figure that out. How much you earned and what you have left over and shit like that.
Maybe. That's that. Yeah.
Although maybe not though, because the college jobs and shit. I don't remember how much I made back then. I fucking spent a lot of it, you know.
Yeah, who the hell knows? What were we saying then?
nothing.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I don't know what statistic I would want.
Bird says how many times I was lied to. Again, I don't know if you could. That's kind of back to what Erin said before. I don't know if that would count. How many times you lied, maybe. Would you want to know how many times you lied?
Good question.
It's going to make anybody feel bad no matter what the number is.
You're going to go, really?
Yeah. I didn't think it was that much.
3 times? Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. How many breaths did you take? How many times did you blink in your life? That's again, you could probably average that out.
Mm. All right. What do you say? Game time.
You could probably get the average on that.
Yes.
Game time.
All right. Okay. So it's a new game tonight. Jace, have you still here? Oh no. How many times did we lose J-Sabs in our life?
No, she's here. She's muted though.
That's a good statistic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I need somebody to keep score and you can all play.
Okay. I could do that.
You got that? All right, good.
Okay. I still don't hear her.
No, I don't think we have J-Sabs.
She's here, but she's not on.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So I read the chats in these a lot. I go back and watch your shows and I read the chats, and I find that Rhonda Faber Green is
Thank God
usually
one of my
saying
friends supports me.
very interesting stuff. She always puts in really interesting people she's met and things that she's done. So I reached out to her and I said, "Is it okay if we do a game around you and the things that you've done?" And she gave me some of the things that she's done and people she's met. And I have 26 of them. They're not all true. You don't need to agree. You don't need to disagree, you two, but you tell me what you think, if it's true or false. They're all true or false. And we'll see at the end who got more right. Okay. And this is called Notorious RFG. Okay.
Nice. So we got, did Rhonda do these things?
Yep. There are 26.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Don't help
right.
them, Rhonda. She's in the chat.
I think Rhonda's in the chat.
Yes, but she
Rhonda
can't
is.
help you. And also, thanks a lot to her. This was a lot. We did a lot all week. We've been going back and forth and getting the story straight, and it's incredible. She's lived
Wow.
an incredible life.
Wow, this is
So-
amazing. So did Rhonda do these things that
Yeah,
you're
there
going
are-
to say?
26. And again, you both have to weigh in, and you don't have to, one of you doesn't have to say true, the other doesn't have to say false. You can both agree, but you just have to keep track as who got more right. Cool?
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
we can weigh in on every one of them.
Yes, both
Yeah.
of you weigh in on every one. No,
So we
because
both have
usually we
to-
take turns, but not this
Right.
time.
Gotcha.
So each
And
one we
also-
both give an answer.
Last chance for J Sabs. You there, girl? I think you'd be good at this.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
come
but I
on.
don't know how long I'm gonna stay right now.
All right. Frank's gone now? Good Lord. It's like herding cats with you people.
I'm here. I wanted to grab a drink.
All right, thanks. Never mind.
Snapple?
Yep.
Why don't you have a water?
No, we're not going back.
Because I like to enjoy my drinks.
Good, here we go. All right, number one. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Played tennis at the Playboy Mansion.
Ooh.
Ooh. Very envious of that if it's true.
I'm gonna say true.
I'll say false.
Oh my God, this is really tough. Play tennis at the Playboy Mansion. Rhonda looks beautiful, so I'm gonna say true.
Okay, you're all locked in. And Ant and J Sabs, you get a point. Frank, you do not. She did do that.
Wow.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
Playing tennis at the Playboy Mansion. Everybody in the chat, let's see. Wow, everybody's saying true. Bird said false. Let's see.
So did Fly NY.
Flying Y said nope.
I don't
DJ
know if you
Shenanigans, true. I have questions if true.
I have questions. Yeah, me too. I have a lot of questions. Like one, did you take pictures while you were there? And can we see them?
All right, ready for the second one?
Yes.
Ready.
Okay. OJ Simpson asked her out.
She
True.
is a blonde.
True.
So
Wow. And she was at the Playboy Mansion. He could have been around that area.
you could have asked her at the Playboy Mansion.
Could have asked her at the Playboy Mansion. Wow. OJ Simpson asked her out.
Also, Bird wants to know if she won the tennis game. That's a good question.
Ah, that is a good question.
Rhonda, you can. Well, actually, Aaron, can Rhonda answer that, or is that a later question?
If she won the tennis, yeah, she can answer that.
Okay.
Thanks for checking with me, though. Shows you care.
Well, I don't want to fuck up the game. Did she almost get in a cold, according to Bird here?
Oh,
Keep it light. It's 10:30 on a Friday.
Yeah, but I can't drink. I haven't had alcohol, no gummies. Yeah, this is.
dude.
Has anyone weighed in?
I'm gonna say. I'll say false.
True, false.
True, false.
Janine, I was going to go with you on this one. Oh, Janine said true, didn't she?
I said true.
Okay.
Okay, you said true. Frank said false. Ant said.
I'm going to say true.
Okay, same people get the point. That is
Son of a
true.
bitch.
OJ Simpson asked her out.
I am not good at this.
Let me ask you this, Frank. What's your problem with Rhonda? Why do you think she's such a
These
bullshit?
are no, I'm not. These are very like not hard to believe, but they're
Oh, buckle up, my
Specific.
friend.
Yeah,
Look it up.
these are wild things.
We have 26 of these.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, all right.
All right. Number 3. Her daughter caught Gwen Stefani when she tripped at Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday party.
Wow. So
I would
that's
say
specific.
false.
You're saying false.
You're saying false. It's the daughter part that makes it so tricky.
It's a very specific detail, you know.
Yes.
I'm saying false.
I'm saying true.
Locked in, and Aunt 3 in a row. She's
Holy
lived it
crap.
down. Her daughter did catch Gwen Stefani when she tripped at Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday party.
Wow. You know why? Because she was walking in the spider webs.
No.
I love this man. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Number 4. Got stuck in an elevator for about 12 minutes with Rue McClanahan.
That's awesome. Oh boy.
I'm going to say false because I don't think she would take an elevator. Go ahead.
You don't think Rue McClanahan would take an elevator? What the?
No. I don't
Weird.
know.
This is why I wanted you here. You have the weirdest reasoning, and I love it.
There's a 40-floor building. She's taking the stairs.
No, definitely not.
I'm
Or
gonna
she's
say
getting
that
hoisted up by the window washer.
I'm going. I want to feel like one of these has got to be false.
That's why I keep saying false, because I'm bound to get one right. I'm going to say false again.
Well, now
So
that you
Janine said false, and
Yeah.
Frank said false, and Aunt.
Yeah.
I'm going to say false.
Okay, you all got that right. I made that one up. Very good.
Woo,
Wow.
that's good. All right, I got a point. I'm on the board.
Frank's on the board.
See? I know
Yeah.
my elevators. Go ahead.
You do. You know
I
your
guess
elevator.
Rue McClanahan doesn't take elevators.
All right. It's 4. I got 4. Frank's got 1. Janine has got 3. That's the score.
All right.
I am poised for a comeback.
Okay, here we go. The 5th one. Spent 1 year teaching skydiving lessons.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Makes you wonder why you'd quit.
Teaching skydiving lessons? Is that something you teach?
Yeah, you give before someone
Somebody-
goes up, you got to show them what to do.
Yeah, do you just go up there in the plane and hope for the best, Aunt?
What does that
Yeah.
consist of?
Oh,
Is that the lesson?
Instruction, and then I guess I don't.
Go like that. Pull the cord.
Pull a cord. How you supposed to land so you don't break your leg?
Okay.
Where to be? I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of technical shit you got to know.
Someone's got to press play on the video.
Yeah.
I'm not disparaging skydiving instructors, by the way. I don't want
I
to get
am.
shit for that, but come on. Answer the question.
I'll say yes. Skydiving.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say I don't like this one. Spent a year. I'm gonna say true.
Okay, J Sabs.
Gone.
Okay, so all right, so Frank, you said false. Aunt, you said true.
No, I said. What did I say? I said
I
true.
don't know. True, and
I said false.
oh, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Aunt, you got another point. I made that one up.
Damn it.
All right. So I got 4, and Frank is currently losing to a person who's no longer here.
To be fair, she's only not been here for one question. Damn it.
Except for her reasoning wasn't that it was stuck for 12 minutes. Not that it was Rue McClanahan. It was that Rue McClanahan doesn't use elevators.
If I know my Rue McClanahan trivia, it's that she never takes elevators.
Okay,
Yeah.
go.
Classic Blanche.
Number 6 was on a dating show. She got to ask the questions.
True.
Wow, you're pretty sure about that one.
Someone saw that episode. What about you, Frank?
You know those dating shows? I feel like the woman on the show is always named Rhonda, so I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, you're both right. She was. and
All
she got to
right.
ask the questions.
Isn't that like the typical name for the person on the dating show? It's like, please welcome Rhonda. Every time.
Yeah, Rhonda's. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. All right, so we each get a point there.
Mhm.
I would love to know if she. Do you know, Erin? Did she make a match? What happened?
I don't think I know that.
Okay,
I should
maybe
have paid
maybe
more
Rhonda will fill
attention.
us in. We'll see.
Yeah. Please do. Please do.
Okay.
All right. Next up, her daughter met Queen Elizabeth.
The same daughter that caught Gwen Stefani?
Actually, I don't know that. I don't know if she has more than one daughter. So I don't know.
Ah.
Finally, some mystery around Rhonda. Her
Met
daughter
Queen
met
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I'll say true. I feel like even like a quick in the crowd kind of a thing. That
Right,
counts.
right. Like shook a hand, like
Yeah.
said hello.
Yeah, I think that sounds believable. I feel like out of all these things, that's probably the most believable one.
So
Yeah.
you both said true?
I didn't answer yet. Rhonda did clarify and said she has one daughter and one stepdaughter.
And she didn't like the guy. Spent all the time with the chaperone from the dating show.
Oh, interesting.
Wow. All right.
I have a little theory that the chaperone on those shows cleaned up more times than not.
You think?
Yeah.
Good theory.
Yeah. Chaperones, they got like a.
Well, is it
I'm
the
here-
same chaperone every time, or is it a new chaperone for every date?
I don't know.
All right, then.
I don't know. But I feel like chaperone is like that. Hey, it's not my thing or whatever. And then it comes like, he's kind of a dick, right? And then all of a sudden you're going home with the chaperone.
All right.
Daughter met Queen Elizabeth. I'm going to say true.
So you both said true?
I guess so.
Frank, did you say true?
Both said true.
Okay. If you both said true, you're both right.
Holy
true.
shit.
Yeah. I don't think it can be. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, you're back.
All right.
Frank is now tied with Janine. How many questions have you asked?
Excellent.
7.
I have not gotten one wrong yet.
That's amazing.
You jerk.
I know Rhonda better than anybody.
All right.
How is this possible?
I don't know.
Next up, in the past 8 years, has tattooed a few celebrities. She is not going to disclose which, or at least she did not to me.
Fuck.
Huh.
I was about to say false because I don't.
I'm going to say false as well because I don't see any tattoos in that picture.
I don't think she's a tattoo artist. But then when Erin said she didn't disclose it to me, that made me a little suspect.
Oh, Wendy's one of her oldest friends. And she missed one. Very interesting. So,
Wow.
Aunt, you're doing better than Wendy Docs, who is one of her oldest friends.
Stop blowing up my ego. Holy shit. This is amazing.
Wow. So let's just see what Wendy says about this one.
Yeah.
By the way, Bird is just firing out the greatest one-liners ever. I mean, she hasn't missed one yet.
She's doing some good ones there.
Yeah, she's killing it. The tattoo thing, you said false, Frank? I'm
saying false.
I'm gonna go false as well.
Oh, your first wrong one. No, she is a
Damn.
tattoo artist, and she has tattooed a few celebrities in the past
Yeah.
8 years.
Don't go with me. I'm just going to drag you down.
You used to win all the games, and now all of a sudden I'm starting to win a couple here and there.
This is a 50-50 one here.
Right. It's
tough
hard.
one.
Yeah, it's tough.
All right.
Number
So she
9.
has tattooed a bunch of celebrities. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, had dinner with Buzz Aldrin.
True.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say true.
Dinner with Buzz Aldrin. I'll say false. False?
Did Aunt answer?
I said true.
Yeah, I said true.
Okay, sorry. You got it. Aunt got it. It's true. She did.
Son of a bitch.
That was the easiest one. Let me tell you why. Buzz Aldrin is way too accessible. All that fucking guy did was go around and do dinners and autograph signings and shit.
Why haven't we had dinner? Why didn't we have dinner with him?
I think I passed on a dinner with Buzz Aldrin, if I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Damn
Oh,
it.
goodness. Next
All right.
up,
That's pretty cool, though.
Jason Patrick valet parked cars at her country club before being cast in The Lost Boys.
Huh. That
Wow.
sounds.
That's very specific.
That is specific. Pulling the name Jason Patrick out of nowhere. I'll say true.
Yeah, I'm going to say true as well.
I made that up.
Damn,
Wow.
that was a good one.
That was a good one.
At first, I did Richard Grieco, and I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right.
No, that would have been bad.
You guys would have seen right through that. You would have been like,
Grieco.
next you'll be telling me he was in an elevator. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Next one. All right. Once held Stevie Wonder's hand.
Wow.
He needs help walking around. He needs a handheld to get around. So
Oh boy. Yeah, but he has someone that does that.
yeah, but you never know. She's at an event.
I mean,
He's
like,
there.
yeah.
I mean,
All right. I'll say true.
I'm going to say true as well.
It is true, but she did explain that it was it was for the jewelry that she had. Basically, it wasn't to guide him. It was something with jewelry.
Okay.
But I didn't want to be more specific. I kept it kind of vague. But you still got it. Right?
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we both got it.
We both
Now,
got it.
there was those videos that claim he could see.
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
a lot of that.
Well, there's this video. It's one of the ones in like the montage or whatever. It's like, I think it's Lady Gaga is on stage. He is in the audience, like front row, and everybody's standing for an applause. And Lady Gaga, blows a kiss towards him, and then he blows a kiss back.
Mm.
That's the video. But I saw a video. I guess they cut it weird because the woman next to Stevie Wonder says to him, "She blew you a kiss." So he does it back. So that I don't know. I feel like some of these videos might be a little sus.
You'll never guess who that woman was who was next to him who said that.
Probably Rhonda.
No, it wasn't Rhonda. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I hate people that do that. People do that shit all the time. They just make a fake thing just to have, I don't know, get attention, or I don't know what they get out of it. I never understood that.
It's like claiming the Queen died when she didn't.
Who did that?
I don't know. Who did that?
That wasn't the Queen. It was the princess.
No.
No, it was the princess.
It was the princess. It was Catherine. No.
It was Catherine.
Yeah, it was Catherine.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. Yep.
Bird says Rhonda reminds me of Forrest Gump, and I was thinking the same thing too. This is kind of the Forrest Gump story.
This is really crazy. Yeah, I know. She's lived quite a life. We're not even halfway done.
Is she good at ping pong flying wise? It's fucking cool. Rhonda owned a shrimp boat for a short time in the 80s. True or false?
Does she have stock in a fruit company?
All right, Aaron.
All right. The next one is Jake Gyllenhaal has been over her house many times.
Ooh. Jake Gyllenhaal over her house many times.
Oh, good for you, Rhonda. She wrote, I'm great at ping pong. I can beat most people. Good for her. A lot of people are taking shots at Rhonda, but she's pretty damn cool.
She's doing it.
Jake Gyllenhaal over her house many times. I'm going to say false.
Yeah, I want to say that one's false too.
Nope. True.
Son of a.
She said that he and Maggie are very nice.
Wow.
They do seem nice.
That's really
true.
cool.
That's true.
They do. I agree with that. They do seem nice, like nice people.
Do we get a point for that?
No.
Okay.
You got enough points.
All right. All right. Next up, we're halfway done with Worked Out with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to say true to that one.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'll say true.
You both said true?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're both right.
I feel like you were coattail riding right there. I didn't think you were going to say true to that one.
No, I can't buy that.
Okay.
Well, that seemed
Wouldn't
like
you
a.
love to have heard J-Sab say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doesn't work out? I
Yeah.
don't know. I would have loved to hear that. Okay. Next up, still owes Carly Simon $10. I wrote bucks, but I want to say dollars. That's for the stall. Still owes Carly Simon $10.
I like stiffing a celebrity on cash. I like that.
Oh, I bet you think this loan is about you. Still owes her cash. I will say owes. I'll say false.
Still owes Carly Simon $10. I'm going to say false too.
You're right. I made that up.
Wow. What
Yeah.
a pull. Good job, Frank.
I feel like you were riding my coattails on that one.
No, do you know why I said false? Because I don't think celebrities really carry cash with them. I don't think she would have had $10 on her to give. That's why I said false.
Okay, well, maybe not nowadays, but maybe a few years back. Sure.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right.
All right. I know a lot of people don't like this, that I'm bringing it up. We made a whole show without her so far, but number 15 is saw Meghan Markle at a spa. Rhonda was leaving as MM was being checked in.
Well, if this is true and Rhonda didn't push her, I'm going to be upset.
I'm going to say false on the grounds that I don't think she goes to public spas. I think she has whatever she has done.
Yeah. See, I was thinking that too, but also prior to becoming Harry's wife.
Right.
On Suits.
Pre-Harry.
Yeah, pre-Harry, I feel like it could be possible.
That's true.
I'm gonna
Hey, go with your gut. You've been
yeah, I'm
been
gonna say
nailing this
true.
thing.
I'm gonna say true.
I'll say false.
Frank's right.
Oh, thank God. I'm happy to get that one wrong.
What's the score now?
It is Frank has 7 and I have 11.
And Jay still
That's not that bad. I thought
No, you're closing the gap.
J-Seb jumped out at what, 3 or 4?
She's got 3.
Right. Okay.
It's anybody's game.
You should have asked for J-Sab's points. You had only been down 1.
Oh, can I take her points?
No, we can't let it happen.
Okay. Number 16. Her daughter was in a Janet Jackson music video.
Wow.
That had to be before she caught Gwen Stefani.
Or maybe that's why she was put in the video. Because she had some like moves.
Yeah.
Catching people moves.
Janet, you got to put this girl in the video. She saved me from breaking an ankle. Was in a Janet Jackson video.
Oh man, that's a good one. Was she the cat? Oh, that's Paul Abdul. Never mind. Damn it! Thought I had a good one.
You had me say. I thought it was too.
I'm gonna say false.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say true.
Okay, this is crazy because it's false because her daughter was in a Paula Abdul music video.
Oh wow! Wow!
She was the cat.
She's not MC Scat Cat. She is. And actually, Rhonda didn't know the name of the video anymore, but they're in a park, she said. So if anybody wants to do a little detective work, that video has a park.
That's amazing.
Tell Rhonda. But I thought that was kind of cool.
That's hilarious that it was actually Paul Abdul.
Wait, why did you write Aaron? Did I do something wrong?
What?
I don't know. Rhonda wrote Aaron with 1 exclamation points. I'm hoping I didn't do anything wrong.
I'm trying to figure out who's cooler at this point, Rhonda or her daughter. I'm not sure.
Right. I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
Sorry if I did something
Wait.
wrong.
Look, Wendy was in the.
Oh, she's saying Aaron, she can't believe that Frank guessed
Oh.
Paul. So she was like, Aaron, oh my god. Okay, good. I always get scared that I did something wrong in games. Like, okay, so what was being said? What?
Wendy was in the music video too with Paula Abdul.
Wow. What was the
what's the song? Yeah, Wendy, let us know if you know this song. The music, which video it was.
Okay. While we wait. Okay, the next one is 17. Once clinked champagne glasses at midnight on New Year's Eve with Prince.
Whoa.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Rhonda didn't know that Wendy was in the music video and is impressed. This game is bringing people together.
I am going to say true because I want it to be true.
Yeah, I want that to be true too. I'll say true.
That's amazing.
Sorry to break your heart. I made that one up.
Oh,
It's a good one.
damn it. All right, how many do we have left?
18 through 26.
All right. Eight
We'll move it along.
Okay.
18. Josh Groban once spent 4 hours in her bedroom.
Uh-huh.
Hot.
Okay. More like Josh Gropin. I'll say, that's a hell of a tidbit if it's true.
It's a good one.
I'll say true.
It is true. I don't think that they were doing.
I didn't even get to guess.
Oh, sorry.
Anthony didn't guess.
Sorry, Aunt. Sorry.
To be fair, I was gonna say true because I was gonna say the bedroom part is so specific.
Yeah, I what's it called? I hesitated because I'm like, was I supposed to say that one? But I did run them all by her, and she didn't veto that one. So I'm sure it's something she'll explain. It was probably something he probably wallpapered it or something, or maybe it's like I don't know. I don't want to say that you didn't. All right, I'm digging a hole here. So next up.
Wait, do I get a point for that? Whose fault is that?
No. This one I'm going to ask only you. The next one, fair enough?
No, that's not fair.
All right, fine. What do you want me to do? Give it to you.
Well, you have to. I think honor system. Were you really going to say true?
I really was because of the bedroom part of it. I was like, it's so outlandish because she hung out with Josh Groban would have been the thing. To me.
He was a classmate of her stepdaughter.
Oh, okay.
But why was he in the bedroom? Is what I still want to know.
I guess they were playing a game.
Watching a movie or
playing life. It's Life and Monopoly or long games. All right.
Okay.
Okay, next up, number 19 was on America's Top Model, or maybe America's Next Top Model. I don't know if they're two different games or if I did that wrong.
Next top
okay,
model.
America's Next Top Model.
Oh.
I'm going to say false.
I'll say true.
Okay, Frank got it right.
Shit.
She was.
She won America's Next Top Model?
No, was on it. She said was on.
She said was, not one.
Oh, I think
it is 10 to 12, my friend.
Okay, almost done.
No. Meaning
no,
10,
Frank's
the
coming
score is
back.
10 to 12.
Oh, I thought it was 10 to midnight. That's
No,
how long
no.
I thought this game was
No, ironically, it's 10 to 11, though. But no, yeah, I'm saying Frank is mounting a comeback here again, just like the ABC game.
I'm telling you, I'm a late bloomer here.
All right, how many left?
20 through 26.
Oh, so this is anybody's game. This is anybody's game. You can easily. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got to sharpen up. Okay.
All right. Has been to Michael Jackson's house.
A lot of people did go to Michael Jackson's house.
I feel like, yeah, and I feel like, can you visit the house? Is it like a?
No,
it's not like
a
Graceland house.
He was there.
He was there.
He was there as a guest. She was as a guest.
But at the same time, not to take away from it, but I also feel like there was probably lots of fundraisers and events, and doesn't mean that he called her up and was like, "Hey, Rhonda, want to come over?" But
yeah, there's probably who knows.
Could have been, but it could not have been too.
Yeah,
what makes it so believable?
What's
No, Bert said Rhonda has been through enough. I hope this one's false.
I'm gonna say this one's true. I'm just leaning towards true.
Oh boy, I'll say false.
No, it's true. It wasn't Neverland. It was another house in, I think, Los Angeles or California or in the Valley, something like that. But she did
Wow.
go to his house and he was there.
You gotta love it when your reasoning is totally incorrect, but it still brings you to the right answer.
Somehow work. Like the elevator thing.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I'm never going to see the Golden Girls the same way again. All right.
Oh my God. I'm
21.
sorry to cut you off, Aaron, but listen to this.
Yeah.
Just me, my ex, and him. Wow.
Man,
We gotta have Rhonda on one day to explain all these
This is
things.
crazy.
Yeah.
I bet he was nice. I worked with somebody a couple of jobs ago who once drove Oprah Winfrey and Michael Jackson, like seriously, like 200 feet. It was crazy. But when they got out, Oprah just left and Michael Jackson was like, thank you. And he was like, oh, he said like he never really got thanked by celebrities. And he said he was nice. So I mean, I'm hoping, yes, he was very nice. And so is Janet. Oh, great. Thanks, Rhonda. That's so
very
cool.
kind. That's very kind. Oh, I forgot about the music video too. That would have made sense.
Oh, the Janet Jackson connection. Damn it.
But she wasn't in it. But she's met her. But it was Paula Abdul.
The daughter, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
I
right.
got it wrong. Oh, that one was wrong. I forgot. Stupid. What
And
an
the
idiot.
common link is MC Scat Cat.
All right. 13-10
All right.
with what? 5 to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I can pull ahead here.
Six to go. She made a birthday cake for the lead singer of Maroon 5.
Who hasn't? He doesn't get them or eat them, but
But
we make it for him
one
on his
for him.
birthday every year.
And then we write on it lead singer of Maroon 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going
We
to
don't
say
even
false.
know his name.
I'm going to say false.
and then we blow out the candles and our wishes. Please stop. No. Made him a birthday cake. I'll say true.
No, it's false, but half the band has been to her
Yeah.
house.
Oh, she made him a cake. Come on.
Not,
All right.
that's only what we do. Okay,
Yeah.
next up. Her daughter spoke to the Pope, the one who just passed away, about climate change.
Damn. Oh boy.
Very, very plausible.
That is plausible. I'm going to say true.
I'm going to say true as well.
Yep, that's true.
Wow.
I think I'm on to Anthony's strategy. If he just matches everything I say, he can't lose.
I did do that this time.
You jerk.
That's exactly what I did.
I hate you.
Oh, you're cheating.
I was like unsure, but I'm like, if I go with Frank, I can't lose any points here.
All right. From now on, I'm going to wait for you to answer first.
That's not fair. I guess maybe it is. Okay. All right. It's 15-11. So I'll answer
15 to 11 with 5. How many questions left?
4 to go.
4. So
All right,
I
so
think
I can
if
only-
you run the table, you can tie.
I could tie. Okay.
Your strategy might be go the opposite way of what I say.
Yeah, I'd have to because there's no other way to tie unless you get it wrong and I get it right.
Right.
Next
But
time you guys are getting 2 ping pong paddles that you have to hold up to keep you honest.
But it depends. That's not a bad idea. But it depends on if it's a toss up or not,
Yeah, Robin, use cards next time. I will. I'll work on that. I learned from my mistakes. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Drew Barrymore and one of Drew Barrymore's ex-husbands tried to teach her how to yodel.
Was it Tom Green?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
No, because she would have said Drew Barrymore and Tom Green taught her how to yodel.
Shut up, Anthony.
Was Drew Barrymore married more than once? I guess so, right?
Yes.
I can't imagine Drew Barrymore yodeling.
No, I'm going to say true. I think this sounds very, very true.
I'm saying false.
All right. Give Frank a point. I made it up.
Oh.
All right, here we go, baby. Time to tie.
It gets interesting.
Because I feel like we hear a lot from Drew Barrymore. I don't think I've ever heard her yodel.
That's so weird. It's like all I can think of. Like it's like if any because I made it up. I was like, what celebrity would be
Which
like,
yodel?
I'd like to yodel with you, and it's like Drew Barrymore
Totally. I could totally see her yodeling. Yeah.
I can't see
right
your
out of the
yodel.
side of her mouth. I mean, I don't mean to make fun of the side of her mouth. She said it. She said that she does it. So I don't feel so bad saying that. Okay. So next up, saw a movie with what?
Okay.
Is Janine back? But I heard Janine. Okay. Saw a movie with Diana Ross. Not like in it. She went to a movie with Diana Ross.
Wow.
That seems very possible because Diana Ross got that huge hair. You're going to notice when Diana Ross walks in the room.
Yeah, you don't want to sit behind her.
Diana Ross doesn't go inconspicuously into a place.
Guess not.
People are going to be like, it's fucking Diana Ross over there.
But does she just go to the movies?
No,
Yeah.
I think that she saw a movie with her. Like they went to go see.
That's
a
what I
movie.
mean. Like,
They went
like
together.
Diana Ross just go to a movie theater?
Yeah,
Is that what you
I think so.
thought? Oh, she didn't say it was in a movie theater.
Wait.
Say it again, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Saw a movie with Diana Ross.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in a movie theater. It could just
Doesn't.
it could be in our
Doesn't.
home.
That's true.
Good
I never
point.
thought of it that way.
Could have been in the bedroom with Josh Groban for all the fuck we know.
Could have been could have been. Let's see. Diana Ross saw a movie with her. I will say true. Maybe. Wait, I don't know. I'm waiting for what Anthony says.
Nobody told you to go first. I was waiting to say.
Damn it. Yeah, I forgot my rule.
I'm gonna. I. All this talk about movie theater or not has thrown me a little bit. If it was a movie theater, I was going true. I'm gonna change it up and say false.
I think
Okay,
you're saying false, so I'll say true. I'm saying true anyway.
Okay, Frank, you're right. She did.
Oh shit!
Nice. Wonder what movie.
All right.
I know, me too.
You don't know? Okay. It's
No.
15-13. How many questions? Do you have 2 questions left?
She said it wasn't a movie theater. Yes, 2 questions left.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
My thing, I didn't see a movie with them, but I saw a movie, and who was there too was Rhea Perlman and Danny DeVito. That was kind of cool.
That's
All right, that
awesome.
was my story though. All
That's
right.
really cool.
All right, second to last one, penultimate.
Did you
Once
see?
had a-
I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm sorry. Did
I
you
know, I
see Schwarzenegger was doing one of those variety? You ever see when like the variety does like the celebrity interviews another celebrity? So,
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger was doing one with his son, and right after Danny DeVito did one with who's the new Penguin? Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
So I just saw like a behind the scenes clip where Danny DeVito, the Schwarzeneggers are wrapping up, and Danny DeVito walks up there and he says hi to Arnold, and it's so sweet. Like the two of them have such an affinity for each other after all these years.
Mhm.
You know, they're bullshit. They're talking. He's going, "Yeah, you're good." He's, Danny's like saying, "Oh, your son's great now. He's acting so good," and all this stuff. And so he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm a little mad. Colin Farrell, he showed up. He's not wearing a jacket." He's like, "I'm wearing a jacket," And Arnold's like, "Yeah, but you look better than him," And he's like saying all these things. And so they're like walking off the set now, and Arnold is like, "Where's Colin? Like, let's go make fun. Let's give him a hard time." Like, and they just went to go give Colin Farrell a hard time. It was so sweet and funny and wonderful. I just love that they were going to go off and bust Colin Farrell's shoes.
That's
basically.
awesome.
He wasn't wearing a jacket. Anyway, all right, Aaron.
That's funny. You told that whole story, and then Sharon Del Orco wrote false, so she doesn't read it.
Yeah, none of that happened.
None of that happened. That was all making it up.
She's too deep in the game. Sharon, come back to us, Sharon. Okay, here we go. Okay, second. What?
Yeah.
Penultimate. Once had a long conversation with a woman who said her daughter was a working actress, and Rhonda thought, yeah, it's LA, no kidding. But her daughter ended up being Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson's mom. I wonder how hot she is.
That's my dog snoring, if you hear that. Sorry.
No, I don't.
Well, you know that video of the woman, Scarlett Johansson's on the red carpet, and the woman like disappears behind her?
No.
There's a it's like a viral video.
Yeah, it's funny.
From,
I got confused by that.
yeah, from a bunch of years ago, and it's like a thing where she's talking to to the interviewer on the red carpet. A woman walks behind Scarlett Johansson, and like you don't see her anymore. She like disappears. I guess she just stays there. But you think she'd come out the other side, and other people come out and whatever. And they're like, "What the hell is that?" And she was on Scarlett Johansson was on like I don't know Kimmel or something, or Fallon, and it was her mom. That was her mom walking behind her.
Oh wow!
So so it's that video.
And she's like, and we've been looking for her since that night.
Yeah, I'm gonna say true to that. I'm gonna wait for Anthony to answer.
You keep screwing that up.
I keep messing up. I got 2 questions left.
This seems I not to be a dick, but it seems very plausible given the preceding questions that were true that she's in that arena and talking to people. I'm gonna say true.
Damn it! Now I gotta say
sorry.
I gotta say false then.
You want to say false?
Only if I have a chance to tie. You know, if I say true, it cancels out my chances.
So you want to say false?
I'll say false.
Okay, we have one more question, but I ain't one because it's true.
You took my answer, you jerk.
Sorry. It just
I wanted to say true.
I was gonna say false just to make the game interesting, but that would have been not genuine. So
you jerk.
All right, last one. Did not meet her, but tried shoes on at Harrods in England next to Princess Diana.
Wow.
That I would say is false.
I'll say true.
Oh, you were so close, Frank. That's true.
I lost by 1. Okay.
Wow.
That is crazy. All these encounters with people.
Just want to do a few more notables and do a big thank you to her. So other notables, she had lunch with Neil Diamond. She's seen movies in the Playboy Mansion and had many a meal with Hugh Hefner. Drew Barrymore and her husband once asked to sit with her and her husband to eat lunch in a park. Shirley MacLaine still owes her sister lunch, has a photo in her house of LeBron James wearing her jewelry. Her closest friend is on The Young and the Restless, and the nicest celebrity she has ever met is Henry Winkler. I want to thank big, huge thanks to Rhonda. Thank you so much. You really made this night possible. We're so grateful. A lot of people were taking shots at you in the chat, and I'm sorry about that. They were hilarious.
No, who was saying?
No. I just want to say we think you're wonderful, and I know that everybody had, and everyone was hilarious. I just want to, me. I'm just like, oh, I hope everyone's okay. So, all right, have a wonderful.
Okay.
I know.
I think everybody's okay.
It's my center. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I love you all. Bye.
Great job, Aaron. And don't worry, because Rhonda in the chat says you're welcome, and everyone is so funny. So it's all
that's funny.
It's all good stuff. So
I don't want to jump on wagons here, but Henry Winkler is the nicest celebrity that I ever met too. He was very kind when I met him.
All right, this is Rhonda's moment. All right. You stop with the I met Henry Winkler.
You're right. I shouldn't have said it. But it's true. Right? We had a great conversation.
Good for you.
He was very nice.
Hey,
that's unbelievable. Yeah.
Nicest celebrity I ever met. If we're doing that,
I know the answer to this.
You probably do. I'm sure I said it.
It's one of my favorite stories you ever tell. But let me see. Let me I'll write it down. Hold on.
I think you know who it is.
Let's see how well I know Frank. I might not spell his name right. Whoops. Okay. Go ahead, man. Whenever you're ready.
Donny Osmond.
Oh, no.
Who'd you think? I can't see it. Oh, Kevin Nealon. Great guy. Yeah. Very nice. Very cool. Only hung out with him for like, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. But Donny Osmond, we did a contest at a radio station where he was doing a show somewhere on Long Island, and we had to pick him up at the airport in a limo, along with 2 contest winners. So it was me, 2 contest winners, and Donny Osmond in this limo for like 3 hours, and we were all talking and having a good time. And me at the time, I was the promotions guy, and I had to reroute the limo to like this place where he had to like. Let's say I put him through a nightmare, and it was terrible. But he like we had to go to like the sponsor's place, and he just wanted to say hi to the sponsor wanted to say hi to him. I was like, oh, we're just gonna make one pit stop, and it turned out the sponsor at the time invited like 100 people there, and I had no idea.
Oh,
He gets out
no.
of the limo, and there's like 100 people. He's signing autographs, he's taking pictures. I'm like, I had no idea this was gonna happen, but he rolled with it, and he was the nicest person. And I can't say enough nice things about Donny Osmond. He was such a jewel and a nice guy, such a gem. And then we took him. The prize winners were there. We took him to the venue. Prize winners got to hang out for the what's it called, the sound checks and everything, and he took pictures with us, and he was a really patient and awesome guy.
That nothing sounds more miserable than let's make a pit stop. First of all, sitting in a limousine with the listeners, oh my god.
It's two people. It wasn't like a huge crowd of people. It was just two people, and they were.
I say it worse because you don't even know. You don't from Suffolk County too. I mean, Jesus Christ!
They were very nice. Everything was great. They were asking questions. They were talking, having a good time. And these were huge fans of his, so they had all these questions and stuff. So it was a nice time with him. But he, I have to say, was above and beyond nice.
So you go, we're going to make one pit stop, and then there's 100
people. It was on the way. It was on the way to the venue. I'm like, all right, we're just going to stop here. The person, who paid for this wants to just say hi, meet you for a second. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Can I guess what happened to the sales guy at the last minute? Pulled you aside and was like, hey, could you just quick, it's on the way. Just a quick thing.
I don't know if it was I don't remember if it was last minute. I can't remember. But it was, that's basically what happened. But he was the nicest guy in the world.
Rhonda was there.
Rhonda drove the limo.
She was flying with Donnie at the time.
Yeah, she flew the plane. And Sharon said false in the comments. says Aaron.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Rhonda, you have lived such a life. Thank you for letting us make you the subject of tonight's game. That was so generous of you.
So cool. A lot of great stuff. That's awesome.
That is wonderful. That's unbelievable. Man, we got to have you. We got to figure out a time to talk with Rhonda. We don't do guests, but we got to talk to Rhonda.
Sounds like a ton of stories that I'm sure. I mean, just based on the questions, there are a ton of stories.
Yeah, it sounds like great stories too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this a 420 show, a future 420 show, where we just get a little wrecked up and just let Rhonda tell great stories?
Yeah, that would be something.
I would love a night off like that. That'd
be cool.
And big thanks to Erin too. Of course, she did a wonderful job.
Great job, hon. Coordinating and getting this game together. Great time. Make sure you pick up Oval, the novel. It is Amazon, available right now. Link in the description below. And you could download a digital copy or buy a hard copy that'll get delivered to you from Amazon. Great book, written by Aaron C., and you're going to enjoy it. Pick it up today.
Hey, you didn't know this. The foreword of the book was written by Rhonda. So it's the whole thing just comes together nicely.
All right.
It's really great. Actually, I feel like, Aaron, you want to get cracking on that second book. Start writing a book on Rhonda's life. I think that's the ticket.
That's right, a little biography.
That'd be great. I would love that.
That's not a bad idea.
That was a lot of fun. Good show. Fun show, everybody.
Yeah. Great time.
Appreciate you all. Have an amazing weekend. We're back with you again next week here for some more good times and some more fun. Until then, we'll see you guys. Bye.
Show me potato salad.
You won't believe it.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.